Hello everybody. Good evening or good afternoon wherever you're at. Najumu here, and welcome to even more paper perjury. So, last week we managed to finish up case 4, and it turns out that Russian-sounding guy Anton, it turns out he wasn't the main antagonist because, you know, he got killed. He got murdered. While we did eventually try to find a suspect who potentially could have been responsible for the murder, it turns out that it wasn't them. But they still managed to go to jail anyway because, you know, they were acting like they were, you know, from Texas or something, but apparently they are a former jail escapee who managed to escape from jail for over 5 years and managed to like build up his worth in terms of wealth during this time and changed a new identity. Eventually, they managed to send him back into prison, as I said earlier, but we still don't know who was the one responsible for murdering Anton. But I have a good feeling that we're not done with the Eubanks yet. Oh no. But we'll see how much their involvement will be in this upcoming case, and well, considering how they were in some form or some shape part of the previous cases, maybe this one will be the one that will finally give us the answers in their involvement with all like the events like the murder and the attack on Chandra and the embezzlement of the orphanage money. We'll have to see, though. We will have to see regardless. Looking at the chat, we have Rayquaza as per usual. Good morning. How you doing? Welcome. All right. Let's get on with case 5. April 30th, 4:45 p.m. Azure City Police Precinct number 5, station offices. Alright, everything should be ready for tomorrow now. Assistant, there you are. Oh, it's Hunt. Don't tell me Sue is making you work overtime again. Unfortunately, she needs me to get everything ready for our interview with Mr. Chambers tomorrow. Why? What's up? Some of us around the station were about to go for drinks together. New patrol officers think if they show off their badge, they're sure to get a date. Something about how ladies can't resist a man in uniform. I'm sure you could sneak away to come join us. I'm sorry, Detective, but I might have misheard you. You didn't ask my clerk to skip work, did you? Especially when she's busy getting everything ready for your interrogation tomorrow. As I'm sure you've got some reports around here you never finished filling out. Well, you see, I just meant that she's welcome to join us after she gets off. Tempting, but I have other plans tonight. Besides, I don't want to be the only girl there. Don't we have a drinking competition to settle, Ernest? I'd love to join. Oh, would you look at the time? Gotta run. I never realized how just male-dominated the station is. We're kind of outnumbered. That's how it is at most of the precincts here. It's about 4-1 in their favor. Anyways, we have a lot of work to get done before tomorrow, and I'd like to be out before the sun sets. Yes, ma'am. 2 days later, May 2nd, 7:55 a.m. Azure City Police Precinct number 5, station offices. Sophie, good morning. Morning, Justy. I've got some good news. I checked the logs for the parking garage at Eubank Investments. Anton Chambers entered around 7:30 p.m. on the 30th, and it doesn't look like he left afterwards. So his car is sure to be still there. That means Eubank Investments is our possible crime scene. We just secured our warrant. Then I guess we better get to investigating. Looks like today will be another long day. Are there any short days around here? You better hurry to Eubank Investments. We can be there in 5 minutes on Zephyr. Not again. Hold on a moment before you two leave. Sue, what you need? I wanted to ask, have you two noticed Ernest acting differently recently? Seems to be the same old goofball as always to me. Why? Do you remember the other day when Ernest went out drinking? Yeah, he left around 5 that night. What about it? According to Officer Johnny, he said Ernest disappeared sometime around 7, which was earlier than normal. Yeah, but we all know he doesn't actually drink. He just goes out to hang out with everyone. Thing is, Johnny said he got a phone call an hour before he left. And that he started acting a lot more distant afterwards, where he left without much of a word. That's worrying. It's just a phone call. Maybe he had a family emergency. Maybe so, but this happened on the night of Anton's death. The timing of it. I just can't help but wonder if it's a coincidence. So you think Red is hiding something from us? Hold up. This is Detective Hunt we're talking about. He's the most straightforward man I know. There's all the more reason to be concerned if he's hiding something. It's just something to keep in mind as you investigate. I have to get back to work now. Someone has to do Justina's work until she's back. With any hope, this will be an easy case. I don't know about that. Didn't expect to have a welcoming party. Justina being here early. Are the cows flying? Hey now, I always show up on time. What good is being early if I don't get paid for it? For the joy of the job, of course. Find something you love, and you will never work a day in your life. He's right. Being at this station has never felt like a job to me. And you being here has made it extra fun. Well, I certainly never had a job like this before. He seems relaxed now. Better ask him while his guard is down. You know, Detective, I missed joining you for a drink on Sunday. How did it go? Yeah, thanks for the invite, Red. I only just learned of it. I don't work on Sundays, and it felt like a people in the office type of invite. But sure, I'll tell you how it went. Oh, there's a statement. Okay. We left the station shortly after leaving you and Sue. We headed to the local bar, and I decided to grab a bubbly water. The patrol officers kept trying with the ladies, but kept getting shot down. Around 7 p.m., I had my fun watching them and left the bar. Went home afterwards. I needed some rest to prepare for Anton's arrival. If Sue's hunch is right, he's clearly hiding something. We don't have enough information to properly disprove it. Anyways, we'll head out now when you're ready, Justy. You know, I like how you give us all cute nicknames, Sophie. Hey, finally someone appreciates my craft. Justy's very fitting for you. But I'm curious, how come Sue doesn't have one? Well, I just didn't see the point. I mean, Sue is short and all. She already tried it. She started calling her Susie, and then she started getting loads of paperwork on her desk. It was a perfect nickname. I'll do my best to never get on Sue's bad side. Phew, all this running around today is making me tired. How about I go make a coffee run for us? I don't drink that stuff. Water is the only liquid I need. You sure? Starlight Coffee has the best lattes ever. It's a Justina guarantee to be a transcendental experience. Starlight. I'm quite partial for their caramel macchiatos myself. Sounds like this is more for YouTube than me. I just missed my chance to get some this morning. Speaking of Sunday night, Sue said something about a drinking contest. What was that all about? Oh, it's nothing. Those two had a contest a couple of years ago. Red has sworn off drinking ever since. How badly did you lose? Listen, the less you know, the better. If you value your life, never go drinking with Sue. My life? No criminal will ever be as scary as her. Well, that's why, drinking alcohol, too much of it, can be a little scary. A little scary, especially when it comes to people who are, constantly drunk. Is there stuff to investigate here? Check the bush. All this time, I never noticed those flowers outside the station. Those have been here since I started working here. Dendromicon rigidea, also known as bush poppy. They are fast-growing shrubs that are native to the area. It says here they bloom in late winter to early spring. Basically, around the time you started here. And I just started working here at the right time. I see a lot of poppy flowers around here, now that I think about it. I don't think I've ever seen someone sit in these chairs. Those are for the general public to wait, not for us police types. But it looks so soft and comfy. I'd love to just take a nap here if I got a chance. With all the coffee you drink, I'd be shocked if you could even nap anymore. Caffeine doesn't really work that well on me anymore. I have to drink that much just to feel it. I think my body's just too used to it. Maybe you should lay off the coffee for a bit. Take a tolerance break. But coffee? What are these for? This is the community board. It's so that people can put up flyers for local events and businesses. Oh, look! They're having a blood drive next week. We should go and donate, Justy. They give you a free cookie afterwards. Ooh, free cookies. Can't say no to free food, and you're doing it for a good cause. Oh, you see, I'm actually really busy next week. Justy, it's for the good of others. Don't you want to help your community? I can't. I don't do well with needles. I hated getting shots as a kid. They don't get easier as an adult. Oh, come on. It's not that bad. They can go together. I'll be your moral support. I can even hold your hand when they poke the needle in. Stop! I don't need to visualize that. You're making it even worse. I mean, it's not really a big deal, but I wouldn't understand if people are scared. Alright, it's time to go. Time to go to the Eubank Investments lobby. Back here once again. Looks like nothing changed. Good morning, and welcome to Eubank Investments. Oh, wow. That's a woman. Oh. What voice could I actually give her? Where we are investing in a beautiful future for you. Well, that's new. I'm Detective Sophie Swift with the Azure City Police. We're here to investigate the death of Mr. Anton Chambers. A pleasure to meet you, Detective. I'm Joy Collins, and I'll be happy to assist you today. What an honor it is to have two officers of our fine police force today. Eubank Investments welcome you both. In fact, I have it here that our president has been expecting you. President? Anton Chambers was the president. Have they already replaced him? Ah, there you are, Detective. Of course it's him. Oh, you're the assistant from the other day. Let's see, Lowell Ledger, administrative assistant at Eubank Investments. It seems your information is outdated. As of today, I have been promoted to president. You became president? How did that come about exactly? Simple. With the tragic passing of our former president, Mr. Eubank has been in a state of shock. The two of us spent all day to yesterday trying to deal with the fallout of his death. I didn't know that when Anton was last here, it would be the last time we saw. So until matters are resolved, I have been promoted to president of the company in order to help our CEO in these troubling times. That's a pretty huge promotion. If I may ask, what time did you see Anton leave here? He left here at 6:20 p.m. on the dot. That was the last time you saw him? Correct. Once he left, I didn't see him again. He showed up at my dad's store at 6:30 p.m. and it's not too far from here. It does line up with the facts that we know. Since we're here, do you mind telling us more about where you were that day? Sorry, but I'm rather busy right now. I really must be going now. Being president of Eubank Investments has left me very busy. But Miss Collins is more happy to book an appointment next if you'd like. This guy's really getting on my nerves. So if you'll excuse me, I have a meeting with Mr. Eubank to attend to. I guess we have to hunt him down later. Interesting how he never did say anything good about Anton and how he managed to pass away. It's almost as if like he was waiting for that day until he got killed, or is probably involved in some form or some shape in getting Anton killed. Yeah, this, like, from his speech about last time, about trying to, like, climb up the corporate ladder and, like, being, like, merciless and tough in order to, like, survive through the tougher times, in order to reach at, like, the top level, at the top position in terms of business and in life. Yeah, I'm not convinced that Lowell is innocent. But we'll see, though. Miss Collins, were you here at the night of Anton's death? Absolutely. I work here Sunday through Thursday for 10 hours a day. 10 hours? How can you possibly handle that? Here at Eubank Investments, days just fly by with how much fun it is. And the overtime pay certainly helps. Screw that PR nonsense. She's doing it for the money. I mean, can you blame her, though? Can you blame her? Like, for some people, some are willing to stay extra hours in order to get more money, right? Can you tell us what you saw that day? Absolutely. Anything for the wonderful cops who protect our city. Let me pull my recordings out. Recordings? I tend to use my phone to record things I want to remember. Here's my recording. April 30th, 6:23 p.m. Eubank Investments reception desk. I was informed that Mr. Chambers left just a little bit ago. The night should be quiet until my shift ends at 8 p.m. Beep. I stayed on the first floor the whole night. As far as I know, he didn't return. Anton Chambers left his office at 6:23 p.m. Joy was told he wouldn't return. Joy records important information on her phone. Mind if we get a copy of this recording? Of course not. Anything to help. First time I ever heard a recording would be used as a statement. So, how else I can assist you two today? We'd like to have a chat with Mr. Eubank. Mr. Eubank is currently in the president's office. He has a meeting with our beloved president, so feel free to wait here until he's done. You know, something about her seems very robotic. It's either robotic or extremely fake. Yeah, like, no normal person talks like this. It's one of those two things. It's very, very weird. You seem surprisingly excited about working here. Absolutely. Eubank Investments is all about building a better future. I'm the first face visitors see. It's important that I convey those values to them with a smile. I just don't know how you do it. I did customer service once and I absolutely hated it. Having to fake a smile all the time, all while dealing with rude and entitled people. If you want my advice, look for something better before the creeps come by. The wonderful people working here are never like that. Besides, it's a great way of networking with the higher-ups. Huh? Yeah, you know, networking. Be shoulders with the executives. I'm making opportunities for myself for the future. I'm aiming for a degree in urban and regional planning. And if Eubank Investments has plans for the future of our city, wouldn't being so familiar with them give me a leg up? I can make sure I'm on their minds. I'll have the job for sure. So that's why you're doing this? Exactly. I got my foot in the door. Once I graduate, I already know the hiring managers by name. That's a pretty clever plan. Never knew there could be so much to a simple job like this. I'm in awe. So, why do you record voice memos like that? I find it to be like keeping a journal, just with your own voice. Writing is such a pain, and it takes so long, and it feels so impersonal. There's also something reassuring about listening to yourself. No way. I hate hearing my own voice. I can't stand it. First time I heard it, I thought it was really weird. I don't know how you do it. Once you listen to it a few times, you get used to it. Plus, I think you have a very lovely voice. Really? Yeah, you do. It's so passionate and energetic. It fits you so well. It's like a door to your soul. Huh? Where did this? I mean, thank you, I guess? Sorry, I didn't mean to blurt that all out. My bad. Something the matter? No, I was just thinking. Your partner has a point. You have a wonderful voice. Thanks. Why am I blushing this hard? Miss Collins, we heard that Mr. Chambers' car might be here. Would we be able to see it? Of course. It should be in the parking garage. We have a specialist preparing it to be delivered to the family. They can give you details on the car. Mr. Eubank's meeting is going to take a while. Might as well check out the garage instead of waiting here. Alright, let's go. It's garage time. Excuse me. Huh. Well, this is certainly a parking garage. About as plain as you get. Were you expecting something different? I thought the Eubanks might go for something more extravagant. After everything you've seen of them, you still believe that? They live in a modest home, drive modest cars, and work in a simple and plainly decorated office. Just admit it, they're the furthest from the extravagance you can get. Guess you make a pretty good point. Maybe I had misjudged them. What are you two doing here? Oh, it's Meg. Forget about us. What are you doing here? I'm working. There was a car that got left here that I was sent to pick up. Something about the owner dying. In those cases, my company gets hired to tow off and fix up the car. We're investigating the death of said owner, Anton Chambers. How did your company get involved in this? It's quite simple. Our company got contacted yesterday morning. He told us that they wanted to repair the car for the family of someone that passed away. Given that I was most familiar with Eubank investments, they wanted me to take the job. I've been working on this car since yesterday. Now look at her. She's a thing of beauty. Otherwise, the only unusual thing I found was some clumps of wood in their car trunk. Clumps of wood? Do you remember who contacted your company? Afraid not. I just took the job. I only got the call around 9. Do you think it's important? Meg started working on this yesterday, and whoever contacted them knew Anton's car was here. Yet, no one contacted the police. I bet it was done on purpose. But what about the wool? Why is it unusual? Because nothing in the car is made of wool. All the seats are made of leather. What do you use wool for? It's often used for blankets. It's often used for blankets, rugs, gloves. Oh, no auto. None of which I found in the car. I still have some of the wool if you want. Might as well take some. Another mystery to add to the pile. Thanks, Meg. Do you mind if we look around? I don't mind. Let me know if you need anything. Let's talk about Fry. How are things between you and Fry? About as bad as it gets. We haven't really talked at all. I'd really like to be friends with him again, but I'm not sure what to do. I mean, I don't even know how to face him now. Because of Annie's fake love letter. I mean, we'd be friends for so long. I never even considered the possibility of him having feelings for me. I don't know. I feel so conflicted. I don't want to hurt him. Don't you think avoiding the problem is hurting him more? You don't have to date him, but you should at least be honest with him about how you feel. She's right. I don't think it's worth sacrificing your friendship over. You're right. I'll try to sort things in my head, and I'll go talk to him. Thanks, you two. Let's talk about Annie. Meg, I know we didn't get the chance to talk about everything that happened last week. I'm fine. I spoke to them last week and I'm still processing my feelings. What happened? Well... Azure City Police Precinct, number 5, station offices. April 25th, oh. Annie, Bill, you got a guest. We normally wouldn't allow it, but she's an exception. Meg, I can explain. The detective already told me everything. I just want to say a few things. After the crash, started saving up to get the part you need. I thought it was my fault and I wanted to fix it. I know you used that car for the kids, but there had to be a better way. I never wanted you to feel responsible for the crash. It was my fault for leaving in a hurry. Should have waited until you came back. But maybe there was a better way. Annie, house orphanage was our home. I don't understand. We all pitched in. Maybe we could have made your dream come true. I never wanted the orphanage gone. Just moved. You kids are important to me. No amount of pitching in could have been enough. At the time, it felt like the only choice I had. But you never gave us a chance. I can forgive Bill, but I don't think I can forgive you. Listen, Meg, you're a gifted young woman. It took me years to find out what I wanted. You already knew what you wanted to do. The day you saw me work on my car. So go on and do it. I'm proud of you. Meg ran off. Let go of me! I need to talk with her. I'm sorry, sir, but you have to stay here. But she has already been through enough. She needs time. I'm sorry. I know it's tough. You two did the right thing, exposing her. I know that the person who died recently was the one who helped her. That's why I took this job from my company. I wanted to see this place for myself. Learn about who he was and why he was so evil. I've seen a lot of people as a traffic cop. There's one thing I learned. No one is evil. Selfish or nearsighted, but never evil. What he did with Annie was wrong, but he was a person at the end of the day. I'm sure there's good in him. I'm sure there was good in him we will never see. Thanks. Sorry for getting off topic. Helping friends is worth getting off topic. So if you need to talk, come back on my office and the station. I'll keep that in mind. Keys and cameras. How were you able to open the car? Mr. Chambers' body didn't have his keys. His ex-wife had a spare key, and that's why I've been using. Has anyone turned any other keys? Nope. I have had the only copy as far as I'm aware. Do you think the culprit threw the original key away? Maybe, but then why take the keys at all? There must be something we are missing. Are there any cameras here? We could catch Mr. Chambers leaving his car. Afraid not. There are some outside, but none inside. Meaning we don't know exactly who was here Sunday night. Who knew a rich company could be so cheap? All the cars. Are these the only cars in the whole garage? Yeah, I bet this place is packed with most work days. I wonder what kind of cars these employees can afford. I bet they'll buy the ones with the heated seats. Trust me, adding those in manually is harder than what it seems. But it already seems hard. Which one is Joy's car? Hmm. Oh, none of these. I think she takes the bus every day. Guess that means she took that means she took the she took the bus? Guess that means she took the bus on Sunday as well. Let's check the poster. It's a poster for a car wash. Looks like a good deal. I should take my car there. I didn't know you got a car. Built it myself, and it's been running like a dream. No more buses for me. I'm finally free. Hey now, what's wrong with buses? I just prefer controlling my own. Prefer controlling my own travel time. Yeah, but there's less stress when you take a bus. They deserve more respect. Seems like we have a champion of buses here. I used them all the time before I started driving. They were great. When I didn't have enough money, I could sneak into the back when the driver wasn't looking. Justy, how often do you break the law? That car wash is looking real good. A silver one is the beauty I was called to repair. What kind of work did it need? When his car was found, there were dents and scratches all around. I checked the area. It seems like areas within the garage had scratches from his car. How is it damaged? The tail lights were broken, and some of the bits were on the floor. It seems he backed it up into the wall harder than normal and damaged it. Do you think he was a bad driver? I doubt he did this every time he parked here. Something must have happened here on the day he died. What do you mean? It's a custom-built stick shift car, so it's pretty hard to drive if you're not familiar with the car. Anton drove stick? Color me impressed. Why? It's just a car. Have you ever driven a stick shift before? No, but it's just a car. How hard can it be? Justy. My lovable, naive Justy. One doesn't simply drive a stick shift. It takes years of hardship to properly drive a stick shift. I watched an online tutorial and thought I could give this a try with this bad boy. Almost got into an accident just trying to start it. Is it really hard to drive? Still, it's too strange to ignore, so I should write this down. Anton's car is a stick shift car that requires that someone learn to drive it. It had dents and scratches and a broken tail light. A blue car. It's so cool when that Owen drives in an electric car. This car has all the new features. Adaptive cruise control to help maintain safe driving distance. A light-up trunk release to open the trunk from the inside. Voice command features to adjust settings so the driver can keep their eyes on the road. Wow, that is pretty wild technology. Cars can have those? Progress is moving so fast. You know what? I agree. Sometimes in a good way, and a lot of others are just straight up bad. Trunk releases have been required for years, likely even in your car. But the rest are so far only in luxury cars. But those sound useful. Adaptive cruise control sounds like they can save lives. It should be like the trunk release. They are still new to the tech, so government regulation has been slow. Anything, the rich are the beta testers. They are paying extra for unproven features. That does make sense. I'll write this down. Owen's car has adaptive cruise control, a light-up trunk release, and voice command. The trunk releases so someone can open the trunk from the inside. Oh, damn! That sounds scary. That sounds scary. Who did it? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. We don't know who killed Anton yet. Also, hello, Spooky. Welcome. We're just starting case 5, so... This red one is Lowell's car. Anton died? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. When did that happen? In case 4. Someone killed him. We narrowed down to a suspect, but it turns out that nope, they weren't there. They didn't kill him like close to Justina's family store. This car looks pretty plain in comparison. I doubt he made much money as the two heads of the company. Just your standard automatic with nothing too special. It even had hand crank windows. Oh, that's a classic. My parents' first car had hand crank windows. I used to play with them a lot as a kid. Oh, typical kid behavior. They're way more fun than just pressing down on the button. Why am I not surprised? I'm just saying, I appreciate the little bits of effort to feel a breeze while in the car. Can we check out the inside? It's locked, so no can do. Can we break the windows and unlock it from the inside? Break the windows? You can't be serious. You can't damage a classic. I have half a mind to arrest you just for suggesting that. Arrest? I was only joking. Note to self, do not mess with the gearheads. I'll write this down. A standard automatic car with hand crank windows. We don't have access to the inside of the car. Okay. Where shall we go then? Should we actually go to the lobby? Oh, there we go. That makes sense. Because maybe we can actually talk to Lowell. Okay. Miss Collins, we are finished with our meeting. Send our guests to the president's office. Right away, sir. Good news, everyone. Mr. Eubank is ready to meet you two. When you two are ready, you can head up to the president's office. So, was Anton as evil as we initially thought? Yes, I would say that. Yes. But maybe we might figure out more as the story goes on. Wow, I wish our police station could connect that easily. Here at Eubank Investments, we pride ourselves on our fast-paced communication. When the CEO calls, I'm here to answer. You just heard Mr. Eubank's voice over the speaker. Reception desk phone. The reception desk phone has a built-in speaker. It is connected to the president's office. We can head up when you're ready. All right, let's go. I should look around the lobby some more. Oh, really? Guess we'll investigate. The receptionist desk. Guess we finally gotten to meet its owner. I kind of want to poke around, but isn't that a bit rude with her standing right there? Wait, why is Sophie already going through it? Hey, Justy, check it out. Look what I found. Is that a toy mouse? Is this a cat toy? Hi, Amaretto. This is case 5. We're in the last case. We're now at the Eubank Investments office, and we're trying to look around if we can find any clues or any hints on the murder of Anton Chambers. And we might be talking to Owen again in a bit. Oh, that thing. I have no idea where it came from. I found it by my chair Sunday night. We don't have any cats in the building, so I have no idea how it got here. It just showed up? Yeah, quite the mystery, really. Plus, when I found it, it was really gross and wet. Must have been in some animal's mouth. Any idea what type of cat? There was some orange and white fur nearby, but that's about it. Orange and white fur. That sounds familiar. Is there any way a cat could have been in here? Eubank Investments has a strict no animal policy. Only service animals are allowed inside our building. Dogs and miniature horses only. Miniature horses? Exactly. Hazard City legalized miniature horses as service animals. You didn't know? How am I supposed to know that? I didn't even know horses could be miniature. In any case, cats aren't able to become service animals. So if there was a cat in here, it must have been a secret. You're welcome to take the toy mouse. I've just been keeping it here in case the owner comes looking for it. I have a feeling it won't be useful, but I guess it's best to leave no stone unturned. Toy mouse. Good to see these flowers are doing so well. It brightens up the place. Mr. Eubank brings fresh flowers every week. She said it was important to keep ourselves optimistic despite the circumstances. She ordered some red ones to give to Mr. Chambers' family. Apparently, those represent remembrance. He may be gone, but his impact on this company will never be forgotten. Interesting. These flowers have a lot of meaning behind them. I think it's good to have a reminder of these feelings. Having these flowers on my desk every day helps me feel a little bit happier. That's a nice sentiment. Maybe I'll get some for my own desk. Something to get me through all the soul-crushing paperwork. Oh, the logo. There's something so unsettling about sitting in front of this logo. Unsettling? Quite the opposite. This logo embodies strength and hope. To me, it's a symbol I can see with pride. A representation of all the good work our company does. I don't know. To me, it feels like something you'd see in a dystopian film, like the company is always watching. Well, that just means they can watch how well I do. It's nice to have your work recognized. And show it well enough, maybe I'll even get a raise. No, it's definitely dystopian. Yeah, you know, I kind of agree with that. There's plenty of movie that actually talks about these monolith organizations that have this sort of cult-like status. Such windy weather on a woeful Wednesday. That's a lot of W's. But isn't today a Tuesday? I know, but it's the only day that starts with W. You can't keep the alliteration going without it. What are you, some kind of poet? It's nothing really. I just like wordplay, I guess. I think you have a really nice way with words, Justy. Have you ever thought of writing poetry? Not really. I'm not sure if I'd be any good at it. What does it matter if you're good at it or not? I just think you have a really beautiful way of expressing yourself. I just want to see more of that. Why do my cheeks suddenly hurt? This is so embarrassing. Yeah, Swift is always there in order to, like, give encouragement or just, like, praise her for all sorts of things. There's a bunch of chairs and sofas here. Doesn't look like anything's changed since we were last here. What's up, detective? It doesn't look like anyone's cleaned here in a while. Huh? We humbly apologize for the state of affairs our office is currently in. At the moment, this office has been reduced to essential staff only. Most of the office is working from home, and Mr. Eubank has put the cleaning crew on paid vacation until further notice. Normally, the crews would clean in here from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. every day. What's the reason for the change? Mr. Eubank didn't specify, but I'm sure he has his reasons. Perhaps he simply wanted to give the staff a much-needed break. I'll add what you said to the evidence. No cleaning crew. Owen Eubank put the cleaning crew on paid vacation after Anton's death. Their last day was April 30th at 5 p.m. Okay. I guess we can go to the president's office. Me too. Eubank Investments. President's office. I'm glad you see it my way. Oh, it seems that we have guests. Hello again. Welcome to my new office. This clearly is taking no time to moving in. Mr. Eubank, we have some questions we would like to ask you. I'm sorry, but I can't answer them here. I have to head home. Something urgent has come up. You must ask, come visit me there. Oh, and I suggest we don't talk with the police. We had better not get involved with their investigation. Now, my boy, as our new president of Eubank Investments, you represent the company. The sooner we answer their questions, the sooner they can be on their way. Take it from me, they won't take no for an answer. You're right. As president, I should leave them with a good impression. Too late, bud. Good day, detectives. Now, if you don't mind, can you tell us where you were the night of Mr. Chambers' death? Very well. I was at Eubank Investments the night of Anton's death, but I never saw him. I never went anywhere near Anton's office. I left this building at around 10 p.m. and went straight home. I didn't see anyone, including Anton. I wasn't aware he died until I arrived in office yesterday. Was there anyone else at the office that night? As an executive assistant, I was too busy to notice anyone. And what were you doing there on a Sunday night? That information is strictly for company executives only. Yeah, he's hiding something. Thanks for your cooperation. We have some follow-up questions. Very well, but as a new president, I have a very busy schedule. Time is money, and my time is very valuable. New mission. Waste this selfish jerk's time. So, how does it feel to be president? I admit, if you told me 10 years ago I would take the role of president of this very company, I wouldn't have believed you. 10 years ago? That's when they started work on the Sunrise District. That's right. It's where I lived for most of my life. I was in high school at the time, and within a year from when they started, we were forced to move out. Forced out? Our apartment landlord kept trying to raise rent, trying to get higher paying tenants. Rent control stopped from them outright kicking us out. What happened? Lowest renters were offered buyouts, and when some said no, the landlord pulled on the underhanded tricks to make them leave. When he came to us, we just took the money and left. We weren't going to fight a losing battle. Must have been awful to leave. You grew up there. Sure, but it taught me a lesson that day. Blue-collar workers like my parents never get paid enough. So I took business management classes in college and started working my way up in the food chain. When I saw an opening here a few years ago, I jumped on it and got the job as an administrative assistant. Still, I'm surprised you took the role. It was Eubank Investments that led you to leaving. It's small-minded to blame the company. The city paid them, and now the city has a thriving shopping district. Your family had to move out. Don't you hate that? Eubank Investments is the reason the Smith family had a store. Would you have taken that away just for people like me? That's not a fair question. They could have built the shopping district without forcing your family out. Even if the law forced the landlord to let us stay, our family could never afford it. He did us a favor and made us leave. In a way, I respect him. He only did what he had to do. It wasn't just personal, just business. And look at where I am now. I suppose everyone won. Just hope the other renters were able to find new homes. Let's go for checking for blood. Detective, we should test this room for blood. Forensics is planning to look over the whole building later, but I got the means to check one room. Do you mind if we test them now, Mr. Ledger? By all means. We have nothing to hide. No blood? There is something else. As a pal of forensics let me borrow this nifty device that can be used to detect the materials of gunpowder. I found some, but it's in a strange shape. Strange how? It spreads across the whole floor, except this rectangle area. If I recall, there was a rug here. So someone fired a gun and the rug was removed afterwards. That's proof. He was shot here. Don't be so quick to judge. The detective just said there was no blood. If he had been shot here, he would have been bleeding as well. He's right. This device isn't enough to conclude he was shot here. Suppose it couldn't be that easy. Let's write that down. President's office had no traces of blood, but there were traces of gunpowder everywhere, except where a missing rug was. This is likely from a discharged gun. Mr. Ledger, would we be able to check Anton's office phone? Would you want to do that? This type of phone logs the last couple of calls. We might get a clue about when these phones were last used. Of course. Let's just make it quick. We won't want to waste time. Seems that this phone was used on Sunday night from around 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. That means he did come back to make a phone call. I think you're jumping the gun, young lady. How do you know it was him? Who else would it be? Someone could have come in here and used it instead of him. He's right. It would be impossible to prove. Alright, let's write it down. President office phone was connected to the reception phone on Sunday night from 7 to 8 at night. There's no proof who used it. Okay, investigate. Mr. Chambers left behind a lot of books. More books than he could ever read. Now it's my office. Now that it's my office, I'm making some changes. So, what are you going to do with all these books? Chambers' family is taking them back. Most of them are boring business books. Or something silly like Solar Wars, Rise of the Space Bears. Rise of the Space Bears? You know, that actually would be pretty cool. I haven't read it, but maybe it's a good book. He had the time to read, he had the time to run a company. Maybe he needs to relax. Relaxing is for retirement. I don't get to where I am by relaxing while working. I got here with hard work and forward thinking, not wasting my time with silly books. Wow, alright. Glad he's not my boss. I had to regulate my bathroom breaks. Look at the chair. This is a very fancy looking chair. Anton had great taste in chairs. I'm sure he would want me to take good care of it. Wouldn't you want to give it back to his family? And why should they get it? They didn't work for it. I like to think of it as a small reward for my years of service. The president of Eubank Investments deserved nothing less than the best. Okay, I'm pretty sure the signs are all there. That you and Owen are behind it all. I would not be surprised. What a greedy little man. So many numbers on this board. Oh, come on. It's just a bunch of numbers and letters. Those numbers and letters are the very heart of this company. It's not that someone like you would understand. We are planning a bright future for Eubank Investments, one that doesn't depend on the past. How exciting! Looks like I'm gonna clean up his mess. We are going to throw out his old ways and go into new territory. What do you mean by new territory? One day you'll understand. One day you will find out. You will find out. Let's just say that Mr. Eubank and I are on the same page. Once I become president, he even gave me the necessary tools to help him out. By the way, I left my new office. By the time I left my new office, I knew my duties as president of Eubank Investments. Perhaps someday, this will be the Eubank Ledger Investments. If he's going to gloat so much, might as well write it down. Chalkboard inside the president's office. Lowell claims he started learning about the duties of being president of Eubank Investments yesterday. Wow, that is fast. This is my second time up here, and the city looks just as impressive. certainly a sight to behold. It's a sight few others could ever see. Detective Swift, what do you see from up here? I think a lot of good people and a few others who would take advantage of them. But it's a city worth serving. I don't know about you, Detective Smith. What do you see from up here? You mean me? A city more complex than I can imagine. It looks so simple from above, but when you get down there, it can be overwhelming. A pair of detectives, you two are quite different. It's why we're a team. What about you? What do you see? I see a city where anyone can succeed with enough effort and the right mindset. It's a city the Eubanks always dreamed of. A city where everyone can have a bright future. And what about the homeless people on the streets? How do they fit into this bright future? Just because anyone can succeed, it doesn't mean that everyone will. People like me just have the ability to do it. Succeed because the president was murdered. Get off your high horse. Okay. I guess we'll go back. Foyer. House foyer. Hello? Anyone here? Hey, it's the detective ladies. I didn't expect you two to be here. We just came to visit your husband. He could stay in the office. He couldn't get a babysitter for Phi, and I have to head to the station to finish some business. Today's a holiday, so no school. All right, it is. How is Indie AA going? Well, we're in case 5 right now, and yeah, we are at the Eubanks' family place or mansion, and we need to figure out what's going on there. I have a good feeling that, like, Owen, who is the patriarch of the family, is gonna be behind it all. I mean, even from the little hints and his attitude overall, yeah. DL6 incident? I don't think we reached that level, but maybe it might escalate in this case, because, you know, this is the final case. Crap, was it a famous person's birthday? I can't remember. Now, excuse me, I have to go. Bye, dear. Your father's busy with work, so be a good girl until I get back. Yes, Mom. Maybe Phi can help us. We're in a super important case. Do you think you can help us out? Sure. For some cash. You want money again? Without Chandra, I have to clean my own room. So I'm going to save enough money to get my own Chandra. Credit where credit is due. At least she has goals. Phi, this case involves your mom and dad. We want to help them. Isn't that enough? Okay, thank you. Can you tell us where your parents were 2 nights ago? Sure thing. I was playing with Toasty when I saw my dad leave at 7 p.m. Toasty and I stayed home with my mom until he got back. He got home around 9 p.m., but barely spoke to us. They might have had what my teachers called a fight. I saw Owen leave his house at 7 p.m. Sunday night after Owen and Ferris had a fight. He got back home around 9 p.m. that night. Do you know what they were fighting about? I was scared, so I hid when they started yelling. Sure, they just needed some alone time. A fight, huh? Must be pretty serious if both sides kept it hidden. We can stay and talk, but we don't want Mr. Eubank to wait too long. Okay, I guess we'll probably... I guess we go to Owen's office. Owen's office. Mr. Eubank, we arrived, just like you asked. Mr. Eubank? Oh, it's you two. Sorry, I was just thinking to myself. Is everything all right? You seem different. Of course not. Anton was my friend. He just passed away, and I'm expected to be all right? I'm sorry. Mr. Eubank, please calm down. My apologies. That was rude of me. Everything is just happening so fast. Don't know what came over me. I forgive you. I was being insensitive. I'm sure his soul is resting, and it will be reborn soon. Anton didn't know the meaning of rest, but his soul is kicking up a storm from resting too much. I understand this is a tough time for you, but we would like to ask you some questions. Would prefer not to. When I last spoke with Anton, I didn't know it would be the last. The wound is still too fresh. I know it's hard, but the two of us just want to find out what happened. If it helps, you can keep it simple. All right, here's what happened that night. Around 7 p.m. on the night of Anton's death, I drove to the office to get some work done. I parked the car in the garage and went into Anton's office. Anton and I spoke, but we got into an argument where I could take the company. I left shortly afterwards. Before you ask, I don't have an alibi for being at the office. I didn't see anyone else. Owen drove his car to the office at the night of Anton's death. He had an argument with Anton about the future of the company. Sophie did say to keep it simple. Sophie did say to keep it simple. How much genuine do you think Bank is right now? Not genuine at all. Not genuine at all. I would be surprised if it turns out that he's genuine. Not having an alibi doesn't do you any favors. Was there no one else inside the building at the time? It was a Sunday night. You don't have anyone working weekend shifts. What about Joy and Lowell? They were all inside. We like to have one receptionist on standby in case something happens. Joy enthusiastically volunteers for those shifts. Jeez, I wonder why. Oh, give me a moment. Audio just kind of died. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, yes. can't wait for him to tell us information that's strictly for the company executives or some other crap. Thank you for letting us know. Do you know what time you two had your argument? No, I don't tend to check the time during an argument. Yeah, I wouldn't as well. What now, detective? Not exactly a lot to go on. I have a few follow-up questions, if Mr. Eubank doesn't mind. As long as they're reasonable, I have nothing to hide. My condolences. I didn't know the last time you saw Mr. Chambers was unpleasant. Thank you, detective. It's not the first time the two of us have fought. It just so happened to be the last. We had very different ways of running the company, but we always made it work in the end. If I can offer some advice, always tell your friends and family how much they mean to you. Tomorrow isn't promised. Once they are gone, they are never coming back. I only wish I could have learned this before he passed away. I'll take your advice to heart. I should call my parents and John after work. Jean, sorry, not John. Okay, while I do distrust him, I do think Owen straight up saying he doesn't have an alibi seems strangely honest. I don't know, Spooky. I don't know. It just feels weird. Like, at the end of, I believe, Case 3, there was this moment where Lowell and Lowell and Owen were talking about something about a plan that they're working on. It seems sus. You and Anton must have been close. How can we not be? We worked for over 10 years. Back when we started this company, we both knew the Sunrise District was a disappointing part of the city. We turned the stain of Azure City into a flourishing flower to truly live up to the Sunrise name. That was just the first of many examples of us working as a team. But what about as friends? Doing things that don't involve Eubank investments. Our friendship and our business work go hand in hand. We can't talk about one without the other. We saw each other more. We might get sick of each other. Justy and I hang out outside of work. We haven't gotten sick of each other yet. The only time I ever get sick around Sophie is when she's driving her motorcycle. Don't you think staying at Azure City is rather harsh? What about the people who lived there before? The poverty rate of the Sunrise District was around 20% before we started. Now, the poverty rate is around 7%. We raised 13% of the population out of poverty. You know, Lowell is from that area. His family was forced to leave because of his landlord raised the rent. Perhaps that 13% were simply forced to move, lowering the poverty rate by removing all the people in poverty. I was aware of Lowell's story, but looking at him now, that move only made him stronger. The same could be said about many others. It sounds more like wishful thinking. I was surprised Lowell was promoted to president. I thought he was just an assistant. Anton's death was hard on all of us. Lowell was mentioned to step it up to fill the role, so I let him take it. It's still a big promotion. Wouldn't someone better qualified be better to take it? It's only temporary, just until I resolve some personal matters. Personal matters? None of which I want to talk about. We understand, and we will not press any further. How is Ferris doing? Last couple of days have been so busy we hardly had time to speak. She's trying her best to hold it together. You should talk to her. She must be so worried about you. Can't right now. It's an important matter I have to deal with first. More important than your wife? Nothing is more important than my family, which is why I must take care of this matter first. It's clearly hiding something from us, but he just lost a dear friend. It's best I don't push it. I think we did go to all the areas. So I think it's probably time to press some statements, get some more information. Maybe. Is Mr. Eubank started to be subtle with his misdirections now? It could be. It could be. I have a feeling that it could be. Yeah. Yeah, I think we did actually talk to everyone. Now, I do remember that there was the toy mouse in the office. And it did say that it was related to a cat, an orangish cat, which is pretty much this fuzzball here. So let's actually look back at her statement. I should listen to her statement again. Stayed home? No, I don't think so. Let's give him the toy mouse. Cause in earlier cases, he didn't seem like not a great liar. Yeah, he is trying to like outsmart us, but yeah, once we got proof against him, he's going nowhere. Why, do you recognize this toy? That's Toasty's. I mean, it looks like Toasty's toy. It was found on the night you said you were at home. My theory is Toasty was there that night. But if Toasty was there, you were there. It's, the burden of proof falls on the accuser. Where did you learn that? Mom taught me. Of course the lawyer mother would teach her. She's right. We have to prove it. I suppose that we just need to ask Ferris. She would know. You can't. Why can we? Why? Mom was in her room the whole night. She didn't see me. When she's sad, she hides away. She didn't see me until this morning. Besides, I can't even leave my house. I had no way of getting there from here. I have a perfect alibi. Ferris hiding when she's sad is exactly what happened in the alleyway. But let's start from the beginning. Okay, maybe we should interrogate her again. Because we got more. Okay. Now hold up. Had no way kidding. And we gotta remember Owen's statement a little bit earlier. Because he said he drove his car. And add to that that her cat showed up in the office with the toy. It all adds up. There was a direct line between your home and the office. Your dad drove directly to the office. You could have caught a ride there. No, I didn't. Toasty can back me up. Exactly. You tell him, Toasty. Can you or Toasty clarify what you mean? Sure. Another statement. Dad would never let me ride with him to the office. He saw me, would have brought me back home. There's nowhere to hide in his car. His office is boring anyway. I wouldn't want to go there. Mr. Eubank never did talk about Phi. Was he hiding Phi from us? Or did Phi get there on her own? Should listen to her statement again. There's nowhere to hide in his car? No. If anything, if we have, like, anyone watched, like, Speed Racer, you always have the kid and the monkey be in the truck of the Mach 5. Yes, this one. There is a way you could have gotten it to the office in his car. You must have hidden in the trunk of the car. You were hiding there. You could have gotten there without him noticing. But how would I get out? I would be locked inside. There is a safety lock inside the trunk designed to allow anyone to escape. You could exit the car at the garage and leave the trunk open. That way, you could go back inside the trunk when your dad was leaving to the office. Alright, you got me. I was hiding in the trunk. This kid is way too good at hiding. Cars have emergency opens in case someone got stuffed in the trunk. Exactly. And since, you know, they're rich people, they probably have a car that has that. Why were you in the truck? We went to the garage behind the house to hide. We were playing when I heard my dad coming, so I jumped into the truck, hoping he wouldn't spot me. Why did you hide? He doesn't like it when I'm in the garage because he says it's too dangerous. It was the only place I could get away from the yelling. When I heard him walking, I hid inside the trunk thinking he would go away. I thought it is mandatory these days. Maybe. Then I heard the car turn on. That's how I ended up there. Can you tell us what happened while you were there? Promise not to tell my parents? I pinky promise. The car parked. I waited until my dad left. When the coast was clear, I got out. So what did you do once he left? I just got out and played with Toasty. The garage was boring, so I went to the second floor. While there, I heard people talking downstairs, but I ignored it. Then there was a loud sound, and Toasty got scared and ran off. He ran all the way to the lobby, and I had to get him out. That explains how his toy got there. Can you tell us what the sound was like? Like those cop shows when the police start shooting the bad guys. The sound must have been a gunshot. I bet money on it. Fi, do you remember what time it happened? I'm sorry, I was so busy getting Toasty, I didn't check. It's alright. Did you happen to see anyone there? Toasty and I didn't see anyone. Toasty and I didn't see anyone. So Joy wasn't there when you showed up. The timing is uncanny. There's too much speculation. That's too much speculation for my liking. It's a lead. One last question. Did you hear only one shot? Yeah, there was another. Toasty would have run off again. Strange. Why did she only hear one shot when there were clearly two? I'll write it down. We know how you got into the building. But how did you get back home? I saw my dad heading back to the garage, so I ran back to the car before him. I hopped into the trunk and he drove back. Was there anything unusual before your dad drove back? I heard my dad talking to someone. Did you see who it was? First rule of hide and seek. Never risk being spotted. I kept my head down. Could you hear what they were saying? I couldn't. I only recognized my dad's voice. Better update Fi's statement. Thanks, Fi and Toasty. You helped us plenty. But please stop hiding from stuff from us. You're making our job harder. I promise I'll stop. As long as you have enough money. Someone teach this kid you can't extort the police. Well, now we know that the way that Fi showed up at the office, and she did mention something very important, and that is he was talking to someone. However, in his statement, let's move to Owen's office. Should go over his statement again. Let's see. Didn't see anyone else, huh? There we go. Mr. Eubank, we have a witness who stated you were in the parking garage talking to someone. Why didn't you bring them up? Well, hold on. Who is this witness? Better not let him know his own daughter ratted him out. That information is highly classified police information. You expect me to believe that? Then tell me, who did I speak to? Based on our evidence, is there anyone else he could have spoken to? Here's who you spoke to that night. Let's see. Let's see. So which one of these can we actually go for? I should rethink this. I know I have the evidence on me. Perhaps it would make more sense to use someone's statement to represent them. Here's who you spoke to that night. Okay, so it's not Lowell's car, but it could be his... Lowell says he never saw Anton Chambers in his office. He left the office at around 10 p.m. that night. It is unknown where Lowell was. Lowell is the only person in the building whose movers we don't know yet. He's the only option. Lowell was the person, which makes it even stranger that you or him didn't say anything. Well... it was such a minor thing, it was hardly worth bringing up. Then what are you two talking about? And why should I tell you about my private conversation? You said you had nothing to hide. You must know. Go ask him yourself. I have nothing else to say. In that case, we will go see him. Thank you for your help. I'm starting to think Mr. Eubank hates just giving us a straight answer. We can't push him if he doesn't want to talk. Unless you want to try to drag him to the station. No thanks. Didn't exactly end well when Detective Hunt tried it. I do think he's right. We should go ask Lowell himself. For now, let's update his statement. Okay, statement updated. Now I think we'll probably go to Lowell, I guess. Okay, so now that we're back here... Right! Right. Hold on. Let me think for a bit. So, which one should I actually give the statement on? I wasn't aware he died until I arrived at the office yesterday. Brian and Toasty were at Eubank Investment second floor when they heard a single gunshot come from the lobby. When they got there, they didn't see Joy at the receptionist's desk. Is it this one? I don't think this is really relevant here. I think I'll hold on for it for now. Okay. Let me see. He spoke to Lowell in the garage before leaving. Ah, there we go. It's not? Why, though? Let's see. Trying to think of a good answer. Let's think for a second. Where do you think Lowell is lying? I would think like his way of... You can actually notice from his reaction about Anton, and immediately took place of Anton's position in the company. So, yeah, I think he is less of an obvious liar compared to Owen, But maybe later on, things might change. Who knows? I didn't see anyone. Yeah, that's where we can put the statement. There we go. Lowell, Mr. Eubank told us that he spoke to you inside the parking garage on Sunday. What were you two talking about? Did he now? Why would you tell you about that? We know how to make him talk. It's simple, really. We were talking about the future of Eubank investments. But such information is strictly confidential. There's your answer. I've already wasted enough time helping you two. I must get back to work. Won't let him shut us out of this. Better find an opening. Sorry, Lowell, but we can't accept that. What did you really talk about? You dare question me? I won't stand for such slander. Prove it. If you can't, then get out of my office. Backing out now. Then I will. Here's why you won't be speaking to Mr. Eubank about the future of the company. Let's see, which one? He was surprisingly subtle with his initial attempt to deflect your questioning. Yeah, he was. He was. But once we're trying to let him, like, expose him about his lie, he's starting to get angry. A chalkboard inside the president's office. Lowell claimed he started learning about the duties of being president of Eubank Investments yesterday. Oh, Lowell. Mr. Eubank only started planning with you once you became president, but that was only yesterday. On Sunday night, you were just a glorified secretary. Seems you two won't leave empty-handed. You really want to know what we talked about? I have a bad feeling about this. I was speaking to him about Detective Hunt's visit. Visit? What are you talking about? Oh dear, did he not tell you? He was here on Sunday night to see Anton himself. Was here? He didn't tell us. Oh yes, I called Detective Hunt myself. It seems our late president wanted to talk with him before meeting him the next day. In fact, I'm pretty sure Detective Hunt was the last person to see him. Oh, look at that smirk. Look at that smirk. You know he is ready for something sus. And where's your proof? He would have told us if he had been here. Here's my phone. It shows I called him that night. It's Red's phone number. Also shows he called Anton a little after 7 p.m., which would be after his talk with Mr. Novak. Wait a moment. That means you knew Anton was here. You lied before. I never said I saw him, which is true. why were you two in the garage? I was just grabbing something from my car when I ran into him. I think we have enough to work with. Thank you, Lowell. We will update your statement. Grabbing something from a car is just an excuse. Those two are hiding something. I agree. But if Lowell is honest about Red, that means he was the last person to see Anton before he died. Which means Red is our prime suspect. What a sneaky guy. This guy is good. Yeah, he's sneaky, but he wouldn't kill anyone. We can't suspect him. That's why we should talk with him now. Figure out what happened. He should be at the station. Let's head there. Let's see. What can we do now? I think it's kind of funny that everyone in Eubank's company is a better liar than Mr. Eubanks himself. That's an amazing observation there. I'm not gonna lie. It is true, though. It is true. Yeah, we need to talk. Should go over his statement again. Leaving you and Sue, we headed to the local bar. Decided to grab a little water. Patrol officers kept trying with the ladies. Everything shot down. Around 7 p.m. I had fun watching them left the bar. Went home afterwards. I needed some rest to prepare for Anton's arrival. So what can we do here against Hunt? Oh, he did call you. Detective, what you're saying isn't true. You didn't go home. He spoke with Lowell, and he said he called you to come to Eubank Investments. And more importantly, you spoke with Anton that night. I suppose this was always going to come up. And I swear, if I thought it was tied to this case, I would have told you to. Ernest, this is serious. Right now, you were the last person to have seen Anton alive. Meaning you are our prime suspect. I expect no less from you, Detective. I'm no murderer. Then what happened that night? Where were you even there? Why were you even there? While I was with the boys, I got a call from some man named Lowell Ledger. He told me that Anton Chambers wanted to speak with me. And you agreed? At first, I wasn't going to. But then, he said he wanted to confess something. After that, I agreed. So I left early and spoke with him. And what did you talk about? I'll let you hear yourself. It got recorded. I got it recorded. Recorded? Let me play it for you two. Hello, Detective. Forgive me for being late. I had other matters to attend to. Let's not beat around the bush. Your assistant said you wanted to confess. If you're really so busy, this can wait until your police interview tomorrow. Yet, you still came. The last time someone wanted to confess to me, she was attacked before she had the chance. I'm not letting that happen again. So, out with it. I'll get right to it. If I come to the station tomorrow, I'll be sure to walk out a free man. I can get a team of lawyers to drag any case through the mud until you give up. It would be a waste of time for both you and me. So you want to confess now and save me some time? You don't really want me. You want the head honcho, Owen Eubank. I can prove all the evidences you need to get Owen locked up for good. And let me guess, I can get all that in exchange for dropping this case? Those are your words, not mine. But whatever happens next is your choice. I see how it is. You're scared. Scared we'll find something on you. People like you are exactly the type they think they can bribe their way out of justice. If the Eubanks really are guilty of something, we will find it, with or without your evidence. I see. Perhaps you need some time to think about it. You have until tomorrow. I hope you can change your mind by then. Then we have nothing else to talk about. By the way, if you got something to say, better to have you call me yourself. Once you're behind bars, you won't have anyone to do your dirty work. That's a lot to process. Sophie, any ideas? Fred, you shouldn't have recorded that. Huh? Why not? Anton was clearly trying to bribe the detective. Justina, do you know what two-party consent is? Both parties agreeing to something? Yes, but he's referring to the legal term. The law requires two-party consent before anyone makes an electronic recording of a private conversation. Without Anton's approval, what Red did was illegal. But Bookie was only trying to solve this case. There are no bad intentions here. Good or bad, it's still illegal for good reason. Without it, police officers could trick suspects into saying something out of context. That happened? It was part of a court case over 15 years ago. Yes, we are too young to truly know about it. Red, on the other hand, I wasn't intended to use this as evidence, but I needed something as a proof for myself. Something that could help me get legal evidence. That's why I kept it hidden. I'm sorry, Red, but I have to report this to the chief. Sophie, I don't regret what I did. People like him, they only follow the rules that suit them. At least I'm doing it right, and doing it for the right reasons. As police officers, we have to hold ourselves to the highest standard. If we don't hold ourselves accountable, we don't deserve our badges. If you will allow it, please wait until you solve this case. I'll gladly tell the chief myself afterwards. All right. But if you don't do so after this case, I will tell him myself. So now what? He can't use the recording. True, but Red was still there. As long as we keep out what they talked about, it should be acceptable evidence. This evidence may not be legal. Forget the law. What matters is, now you know I didn't do it. Can you tell us anything about what happened when you got there? When I arrived, I met with the receptionist, and she brought me up to Anton's office. She said, Mr. Chambers called me earlier, and he was on his way. So then, Joy must have known he was returning. I'm going to update Red's statement. Anything else? Nope. He's arrived. He arrived. We talked quickly. Then I left. The lead is still a lead. And we better get back to work. We still have plenty of investigating to do. So, what shall we do now? I don't think there's any other statements we can actually figure out. Also, guessing on the pun work of Ace Attorney in this game, Red Hunt could be the suspect. Why? Red Hand? He's not Red Hunt. He is Ernest Hunt. Red is just his nickname. But I see what you mean, though. I see what you mean, though. Who knows? Maybe in a twist, he might be the suspect. But I don't think so. I don't think so. We'll see, though. I don't think so. Where can we go next? We go back to the lobby? Crack theory. Oh, you have a theory? Okay, let's hear it, Ghosty. Let's actually check her statement. Didn't return, no. Remember what Hunt mentioned. Ernest visited Anton in his office at 7 p.m. and Joy brought him up to Anton's office. She was there. Miss Collins, we spoke to Detective Hunt. He told us you escorted him to the president's office the night of his death. That must mean you knew Mr. Chambers was coming back. In the crazy, very unlikely scenario where Ernest did it all along, he actually killed Anton 8 after the audio recording ended, as otherwise he knew that Anton would bribe his way out of the justice system. That's an interesting theory and could potentially be real. But your recording said the date and the time. So why did you leave such an important piece of information? Eubank investment policy says that I can't answer such questions without legal representation. You are within your rights to have one. However, we will take you to the station. There, we can continue this conversation. After running around the whole Eubank investments, we finally had a lead. But did Joy really know all the answers? Was she our culprit this whole time? I don't think this is what happened at all, but in the case it does, that's how I can picture it happening. Yeah, potentially it could. If Detective Hunt had told us what he did, we could have saved a lot of time. End of Case 5, Part 1. We're back here. Alright, I will be right back. I'm going to go to the restroom, and then we'll continue. Okay? Be right back. Okay. Yeah, I think we should be good. All right, I'm back. I'm back. All right, let's continue, shall we? You all right, Justy? You seem to have your head in the clouds. When this is over, will Detective Hunt be okay? If he tells the chief he broke the law, what will happen? I'm not so sure. Well, you might have to take the highest punishment on the force. Highest punishment? Poor Hunt. I don't like it either, but his actions can't be ignored. But we can worry about him later. For now, he got us a lead. Whatever Miss Collins knows, we have to find out. Not so fast. I'm not letting you talk to her without me there. Until proven otherwise, she's innocent in my book. Do you honestly believe she's not involved in this? I know she's hiding something. You two don't just bring people in for lying about their age. So you just decided to make our job harder? I'm here to make sure you do your job right. She's still an employee of my company. Even if she went all the way and killed Anton, I'm going to make you prove it without room for doubt. And if you get something wrong, I'm going to push back as hard as I can. Sounds like this is going to be a fun time. When we solve this case, we can all get drinks together. You're way too optimistic. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Time for the interrogation room. Miss Collins, now that you have office on the night of his death. However, Detective Ernest Hunt claims you escorted him to Mr. Chambers' office that night. Do you dispute these claims? My client acknowledges that she escorted the detective to see Mr. Chambers that night. Hey Vinay, hello. I'm doing well. We're actually continuing paper perjury. We are in the interrogation section of case 5, the last case. Hope you're doing well, though. Detective Hunt should have disclosed his visit yesterday, when Mr. Chambers' body was found. He thought it was unrelated to this case until you proved Mr. Chambers didn't die in the alleyway. We can dispute Detective Hunt's actions another time. We are here for Miss Collins' actions. Why didn't you tell us that Anton Chambers returned to his office? I was unaware it was important. I depended my recording so much I misspoke. Look at that eye roll. It's perfect. Oh, please, spare me the weaponized incompetence. Can you tell us more about when you escorted Detective Hunt? Yes, of course. It's interrogation time. Press 1 for escorting the detective. Lowell had told me a detective was coming, and I was to bring him to the president's office. So when he arrived a little before 7 p.m., I escorted him to the office. Escorting the detective was the only time I had left my desk or had been in the president's office. While at my desk, I didn't see or know Mr. Chambers' return. When I heard what happened, I thought he died before ever returning. She never intended to tell us from the beginning. It means she didn't have time to prepare. To use evidence she had no way of knowing to catch her off guard. We gotta remember what Phi mentioned earlier, too. Let's look at Fi's statement. Fi was hiding inside Owen's trunk when she left at the house at 7 p.m. Sunday night. She was also in the trunk before he left the office. Could hear her dad talking to an unknown party in the garage. Around her confession, Fi and Toasty were at Eubank Investment second floor. They heard a single gunshot coming from the lobby. When they got there, they didn't see Joy at the reception desk. Miss Collins, we have an eyewitness who didn't see you at the reception desk. I don't see the problem. They could have shown up when she was escorting the detective. The problem is, that doesn't line up with our witness. Detective Hunt got there before 7 p.m., but our witness wasn't in the building yet. Then go ahead, show us how you know this. Then I will. This is how we know the witness got there after Detective Hunt that night. Yeah, it's Fi's statement. Our witness saw Mr. Eubank leave his home at the same time that Detective Hunt arrived. Since they were in the car at the time, they couldn't have gotten in there before Joy escorted the detective. Or I guess I should say, she was in the car. Excuse me? What was she doing in the building at the time? We can't disclose any details. We pinky promised the witness. Well, Dopey didn't break the pinky promise if I'm the one who told her. And how do we know they were there? Do you only have their word? Your client found this cat toy earlier. Do you recognize it? Unfortunately, yes. It seems that the witness has a lot of explaining to do later. Back to the main point. Our witnesses were only in the lobby because they heard a loud sound. The exact words were, like those cop shows when the police start shooting the bad guys. When this is over, those two are grounded for life. Detective type game? Yes, it is. If you're familiar with Phoenix Wright, this game is inspired by it. Poor Fi. But can you even ground a cat? I do believe your witness was mistaken. I heard a sound, but it wasn't a gunshot. It was a loud sound from outside. I simply left my desk to check what it was. So your witness must have simply been wrong. As the front desk receptionist, it's her responsibility to check if anything is out of place. Did you find out what it was? Sorry, but I couldn't find it. I still don't know what it was. Then tell us more about this loud noise. Press 2 for a loud sound. I was at the reception desk when I heard a loud noise. I went around the lobby to find out where it came from. The only conclusion I could find was it came from outside. The inside was perfectly normal. I checked the whole area. There was nowhere in the building a gun could be fired. After I finished, I returned to my desk and resumed my work. Detective, her whole statement is that she didn't find anything. How do we prove she must have seen something? We need proof of something she can't deny. We should pay close attention to our word choice. Let's look at our evidence now. Gunpowder? President's office has no trace of blood, but there were traces of gunpowder. It was everywhere where a missing rug was. This was likely from a discharged gun. Oh! Oh, no, you don't. Bam! There is only one area during our investigation we were able to prove a gun was fired. The president's office. I'm sorry, I must have misheard you. Are you saying the gunshot was from the 6th floor? Exactly. And where were your witnesses when she heard that sound? The 2nd floor. And she said it came from the lobby below them? Yes. Do you have any idea how ridiculous that sounds? It makes no sense. You wanted a source of the gunshot, and I gave you one. I documented our witness's response. Take a look. Putting aside what your witness said, there is a flaw with this theory of yours. Press 3 for gunpowder in the room. While it does say the gunpowder from a discharged gun was found, it never says when. Anton Chambers carried his gun with him everywhere. He could have fired his gun any day before the day of his death, and gunpowder would have been picked up. I know that blanks require the same powder without wasting a bullet. You can't prove that the gunpowder came from Brutus and not from a different gun. Wait. Any day? Cleaning crew on their paid vacation after Anton's death. Their last day was April 30th, 5 p.m. It might be a stretch, but let's try. Oh, okay. The gunpowder wasn't from the night before his death. The cleaning crew finished the cleaning the building at 5 p.m. before Mr. Chambers returned that night. But your husband hasn't had them come back since that night. So that gunpowder could only have been there that night. Miss Collins, do you know why he hasn't gotten them back? Mr. Eubank didn't specify, but I'm sure he has his reasons. Perhaps he simply wanted to give the staff a much-needed break. I see. I'll ask him about it later. Then it seems we have to address the real question. How could both my client and the witness hear a sound from the 6th floor? And most important, why would they hear it from the 1st floor? I need an answer. Miss Collins, do you claim that the sound you heard was not a gunshot? All I can confirm is I heard a loud sound. And as the wonderful Mr. Eubank has said, it's impossible anyway. We trust our witnesses, so it is possible. He's right. I can't just give up on my theory. I better look over the evidence again. The evidence shows how a loud sound can appear in the lobby from the president's office. It's probably from the phone. Yeah. Miss Collins, there is a place for the sound to come from. The phone for the reception desk has speaker functions. If the speakers were on, it would play the gunshot from the president's office. But that doesn't make sense. How could the sound of a gunshot appear at the reception desk phone? The reception desk phone is not always connected to the president's office. She's right. You need to show how that would be possible. That means we need evidence that shows why the speaker played the gunshot. It must be something from the president's office that will be enough. Here's the evidence that shows how the sound was heard from the president's office. The president's office phone was connected to the reception phone on Sunday night from 7 to 8 p.m. that night. This right there. The president's office phone could have been connected to the reception desk phone. We know he had a phone call from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. that night. As long as the shot happened during that phone call, the speaker will play the gunshot. Then answer me this. Why was it connected? Are you saying you were shot during a phone call? Not necessarily. All that matters is that both phones were on. Let me think. Everyone who was in the building, who turned on the president's office phone? Anton Chambers, Owen Bank, Joy Collins, Ernest Hunt. A ghost. A ghost. I love that a ghost is one of the options. Obviously, it has to be a ghost, right? No, it isn't. But I would think it's probably Joy. Joy Collins. There's no way you wouldn't notice the reception desk phone being on. Who called for Mr. Hunt again? It's Anton Chambers, the guy who got killed. Because he was supposed to figure out something related to the corruption case that he is behind. So you would have wanted it to be on, which means you turned on Anton's phone to eavesdrop on the detective's conversation. Are you accusing my witness of lying to us the whole time? I trust Justina's logic, so yes, Miss Collins is actively withholding information from us. I think you are missing something important. Let's see if you counter my next point. Please stay on the line for calling phone. My client only works at the front desk. She can manually connect the president's office phone to the reception desk, but only from the office. She remained on the first floor the whole time. She has no power to do it from her desk. Thanks for the encouragement, but it seems we are at crossroads again. You can't turn a phone by accident, so we need to think of when. When we have a when, we will know how. I should think all over the evidence again. What would she want to hide from us? Well, hold up. Wasn't Joy out of her desk in order to send Hunt to meet with Anton? Let's actually check Hunt's statement. Ernest visited Anton in his office at 7 p.m. after getting a call from Lowell. Joy brought him up to Anton's office. There was one point when Miss Collins was in the president's office, when she escorted Detective Hunt up there. Yes, I was being a nice host and escorted him. But I never went to the phone. We can ask Detective Hunt if he remembers. The key word is if. It's her word against the detectives. How do I prove that? Not like there are any footprints we can use. Detective, what do we do? There is one thing that is bothering me. This whole theory is built on proof that a gunshot was played from the reception desk op phone. Then why was the speaker on? If Miss Collins really did connect the president's office phone to the reception desk, she did it on purpose. Meaning, she would have wanted to overhear the conversation with Detective Hunt. She could have just placed it next to her ears like most people. My, detective, it seems you are poking a hole in your own case. Have you given up already? Quite the opposite. This is a new way to prove Justina's theory. How am I supposed to know why the speaker was on? Look over all the evidence we collect. Ask yourself, why did she choose to do it? Once we prove that, then this mystery is as good as solved. I need to think long and hard about this. Why would she have to keep it on a speaker? The reason she had the phone on the speaker is... Let's actually think back at Joy herself. So we do know that she has a unique way of recording things by having these small logs, these small voice logs that she adds on her phone. So maybe... Joy records important information on her phone. Joy told us she records events on her phone. If she wanted to record the conversation between Detective Hunt and Mr. Chambers, keeping the phone to her ear wouldn't work. Oh God, Joy Collins' mugshot in the evidence panel is scary. Yeah, a lot of the small portraits look a bit different, to say the least. She would have the sound played by a speaker with her phone near it to get the best sound. That would mean Miss Collins recorded the whole murder. Miss Collins, will you willingly give your phone as evidence? Miss Eubank, you can't let them confiscate my phone. Legally, the law allows for them to take it if they get a warrant to access any data on it. However, I would advise you to let them know willingly. No, I can't. Miss Collins, I can't help you if you don't cooperate. Stealing information from the law enforcement will only make things worse. If you have the recording of the gunshot on your phone, let us know. All right. You got me. I was recording everything for the president's office. The recording ended when I heard the gunshot. Why didn't you record any more? I think the phone on the desk was hit after the gunshot, and it turned off. That's when I went upstairs. Let's save the phone recording for later. Why were you doing it in the first place? I was doing so to help Anton Chambers' ex-wife. She wanted me to get dirt on him. Oh! Well, we have another factor joining in the fray. Sounds exactly like her. To clarify, she's the one Anton is divorcing, right? Yes, her name is Vivica. In order to get complete custody of their son, Vivica needed to present evidence he was unfit. She told me last week that she would pay me if I could get any evidence for her. It's also why I was recording Mr. Chambers' movement that day. It explains why she had the recording for her statement. I get why Vivica needed that, but why did you do it? How much money could she possibly offer? Miss Eubank, do you know what the minimum wage is in Azure City? 18 alms an hour. Do you know how much I make? 20. I worked here for 2 years and barely make more than the minimum wage. Vivica offered me a side job that I could do while at work. Did you send this recording to Vivica? I did, but I still have it on my phone. And we have the million-arm question. Do you know who killed Anton Chambers? No. When Anton was sitting at his desk, I can usually hear everything. I was able to record everything between Anton and the detective. But after the detective left, someone came in. They were talking in front of the door, and the phone was too low quality to pick up everything they said. If you couldn't hear them, Why did you keep listening in? I thought they would move closer to the phone. Sadly, they didn't. Then the gunshot happened, and the phone was knocked off. Did you hear anything else before the gunshot? I heard a sound like something heavy hit the wall, followed by something that crashed it to the floor. Then the gunshot happened. Hitting a wall, then something crashing. Sounds like a struggle. Miss Collins, do you know what two-party consent is? Yes, that's why I tried to hide the gunshot. And during said struggle, was anyone talking? No, it was just sounds I said. And you know, we have to charge you for illegally recording 2 conversations. We also need to confiscate those recordings from your phone. We can keep the struggle part and dispose of the rest. But whatever she recorded could help us find the culprit. Why only keep the ending part? Miss Eubank, if your client was found guilty in court because of this recording, what would you do? Any lawyer would demand a mistrial. Miss Collins' illegal act makes anything said on the recording fruit of the poisonous tree. But legally, there is a loophole. Recordings of conversations are illegal, but other recorded sounds are perfectly acceptable. Meaning we can keep the struggle and dispose of everything else from the recording. I'll update the evidence from the president's office. Miss Collins, can you tell us what happened when you went upstairs? When I heard the gunshot, I thought Mr. Chambers killed someone. So I took to the stairs and sneaked my way to the 6th floor. It explains why our witness didn't see you in the lobby. Why did you take the stairs? If I took the elevator, they might see me. It was easier to sneak in by the stairs, even if it took longer. When I got there, I didn't see anyone, but people weren't the only missing thing. Both the rug and the clock on the wall were missing. They were there when I came up with Detective Hunt. Joy, do you know who removed them? I don't know about the clock, but I do know about the rug. It was Lowell. When I was looking around, I heard the elevator arrive at the floor. I ran to see what it was, and I saw Lowell carrying one end of the rug. It looked like someone was on the other side carrying the rug, but the door was closed just enough that I couldn't see who. What time did this happen? 8:25 p.m. Sunday night. But I wanted to be there sooner. But climbing 6 flights of stairs in heels took the wind out of me. I wanted to follow Lowell, but I didn't know where in the building he went. I thought he went to the 1st floor, but I couldn't find him. Lowell took the rug after Mr. Chambers was shot. He must have wanted to dispose of it. Something we couldn't find must have been on the rug. Justy, do you have any ideas? If Anton Chambers was shot in his office, it would make sense that he would be bleeding. Yet we couldn't find any blood in his office. What if, after getting shot, he fell on the rug? That way, the rug would absorb all the blood and none would get onto the floor. It's a wool rug. Why? Wool rugs are highly absorbent. Justy's theory about the rug absorbing all the blood makes sense. That isn't proven yet. None of you have found the rug yet, so this is speculation. Which is why we need to ask him ourselves. We need to bring Lowell Ledger here. Miss Eubank, would you be able to bring Lowell here? Of course I can. I'll drag him here myself if I must. But that doesn't mean that I believe he's our culprit. Now let's return here once Mr. Ledger arrives. After that, This call was sent to Miss Earl and Mr. Ledger was brought in. As Lowell is the president of the company, Miss Eubank once again agreed to represent him. Viewing room. Looks like Miss Eubank brought our star witness. I didn't think he would be so willing to come. You think he would resist with every fiber of his eggplant suit? Eubank Investments is co-owned by Owen and Ferris, so Ferris is technically his boss. She could fire him for not coming in for questioning. The fact that she even let us bring him in for questioning surprises me. After what happened with Joy, I think even she knows Lowell is involved with this murder. Solving Anton's death matters more than their upstart president. How about you? Have you made any progress on Anton's case? It seems that Anton's bullets were being smuggled in. I can find the bullets he was smuggling. That would really help us. Got any ideas where to find them? Nice try, but a detective never reveals their secrets. I'm pretty sure that's just magician. Au contraire, magicians got it from us. It's a well-known fact. Is that? Oh, never mind. Just let us know if you find any evidence for us. I should be having something by the time you're done. Good luck in there. Good luck in there. And there he is. Brought in to answer questions about the night of Anton Chambers' death. A gunshot was heard by a witness that night, and when the witness went there, they saw you. I already told you I was in the building that night. And I will ask you a simple question. Are you involved with the death of Anton Chambers, including purposefully tampering with evidence? I was not involved with the death of Anton Chambers. May I leave now? What my client means is to say is, you need something substantial to keep him here. We already have proof that a gunshot from the president's office happened that night. Were you unaware of it? My client has already told the police that he was on the 5th floor the whole night. There's no proof that a gunshot on the 6th floor could be heard on the 5th floor. I could hear a gunshot from a different floor. Can't say the same from floor 5 to 6. But our witness saw him heading towards the elevator with a rug. And what does a rug have to do with Mr. Chambers' death? We have reason to believe he died on that rug, and it contains evidence. Is there any proof of that? A previous witness saw you. While they saw you had a rug, there is no proof of blood or any indication of murder. They took a picture of the president's office after the murder, and the rug was missing. Given their testimony, we have reason to believe that you were involved. I see. Yes, I was carrying a rug, but you are clearly missing context. Allow me to explain. Dropping off the rug. Mr. Eubank asked me to help him bring the rug to his car. So I went to the president's office with him and simply took it. After grabbing the rug, Mr. Eubank and I headed to the garage. I simply left the rug in Mr. Eubank's trunk so he could take it home. Afterwards, I have no idea what happened to the rug. Was it in the trunk? I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's see if this will actually work. Yeah, Fi was in the trunk. You would have actually noticed her, right? Yeah. I love how consistently calm Lowell has been, even when he's under pressure. If he was in a Phoenix Wright game, he'd break up under pressure so much quicker. I mean, this is early in the interrogation, so I would expect him to have that breakdown. If he turns out to be, you know, the big bad, which he might be. If the rug had been placed in his car, they would have seen it, but they didn't. If Mr. Eubank didn't take it, where did it go? And who is the witness? I demand to know. Mr. Ledger, I can verify the witness and their location. They will be punished greatly for being on Eubank's investments property without permission. Or Fi. With that answered, what happened to the rug? If your witness said I'm lying, you tell me. Surely, if they didn't see me put it in the car, where would I have put it? Due to the witness's particular location, they were unable to see anything. I can only say if you had put the rug in the car, they would have known. It's getting really annoying to see you beat around the bush. Keeping this witness's identity hidden is necessary for the future of Eubank's investments. That's a whole lot of words to tell him to shut up. But it is her daughter. It's kind of sweet she's keeping her identity a secret. Then perhaps I'm misremembering all of this. We could have just left it by the car instead. Then someone could have come by and taken it. Nothing I could do about that. If that's all, the president of Eubank Investments is a busy man. You're not leaving yet. Aside from our unnamed witness, there were only 4 people there that night. Since one of them is our victim, the possibility of an unknown party is unlikely. Then where would the rug go? I can't disappear. It can't disappear into thin air. Better come up with an answer fast. Here's the one place Mr. Ledger could have put the rug. In his car. There were only 3 cars in the garage that night, including his. So he must have placed it in his car. But why lie about which car was used? Because if he put it in his car, that means he drove it somewhere, and we might find evidence inside. Again, nothing but speculation. And speculation is just a waste of time. And I'm sure we won't mind if we investigate your car. You haven't had a chance to look inside. Absolutely not. No one in their right mind would ever allow the police to do such a thing. If you want to search his car, you will need a warrant. I doubt any judge would give you one if he can't prove. If he can't prove, you will find evidence. The rug would have been removed by then. What now, detective? Mr. Ledger, when you were in the garage, did you see Anton's car? Yes, it was there. What are you getting at, detective? If our theory is correct, then Anton must have already died before the rug was removed. The body must have been moved. But to where? Looking over the exits, the only other options are the front door and garage. So that leaves the garage. If Mr. Eubank's car wasn't an option and Anton's car stayed there overnight, I think that leaves only one option. Mr. Ledger's car. Excuse me? Why would he possibly do that? I'm not sure why, but it would explain why he wouldn't want us to check his car. There might be evidence in there. Oh, Detective Swift, quit joking around. Accusing the president of Eubank Investments of tampering with a crime scene isn't funny. You goddamn corny MF. You always keep saying president of Eubank Investment. Like, my guy is just all over the place saying that he is now the president of Eubank Investments. Damn, the level of pretentiousness this guy has. The president, who only got there after the former president died. If he won't let us look, then we will get a warrant. You can only get a warrant if you can prove for certain you will find something. As it stands, I doubt any judge will grant you a warrant. And why is that? If he needs a car, why would he use his own car? Let me explain. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah? What's up? What's up? I'm thinking. Anton's car was in the parking garage. Lowell could have grabbed the keys from the body. Afterwards, Lowell could have just driven Anton's car to Nickel and Diamond's Antiques and left the body there. After leaving the body at the store, Lowell could have taken a bus or simply walked back to pick up his own car. Clearly, he's the big shot now, and he sure wants everyone to know it, yeah? Unfortunately, I thought the audio was off. It's okay. It suddenly has no music once we transition to the statement. After leaving the body at the store, Lowell could have been taken by a bus or simply walked back to pick up his own car. We know Anton's car only entered the parking lot once, so his car didn't leave the garage. Thinking, which one should we actually go for? Anton's car is a stick shift that can require someone to learn to drive it. So that's a little bit different. Maybe this would be it. Okay, good. Before you poke holes in our theories, poke the holes in your own. When we spoke with the mechanic, she told us that Mr. Chambers drive a custom-built stick shift. Most people wouldn't be able to drive that. That is true. My husband tried driving it once and almost crashed it. But this is nothing but speculation. According to the mechanic, there were dents, scratches, and a broken taillight before she fixed it up. But I doubt someone who drives their car every day would cause that. My theory is simple. He tried to use Mr. Chambers' car, couldn't drive it, damaged it in the garage, gave up, then used his own car. And again, speculation on when the car was damaged. And again, speculation on when the cars were damaged. You can't prove that the car was damaged that very night. Mr. Ledger, can you drive stick? Because according to our evidence, your car is automatic. If you can, you will need to prove it. Loa says, I don't need to answer. You just use whatever I say against me. Detective, we both know you need something more solid than that. Prove to us that his car was originally used to move the body. Must be something that shows his car was used. Better think fast. Here's the proof Anton's car must have been used a Sunday night. Here's proof Anton's car must have been used Sunday night. Let me think about this one. Okay, so what else can we actually... Is it this one? The mechanic told us they found some clumps of wool in the car. All we have to do is match it to the rug from his office. And how will you know if it matches that rug? It's long gone. We do have the picture of you with the rug. All we need to do is some cross-reference with rugs sold online. If the material matches, then we know it's the same rug. Detectives are more clever than I thought. But it's all for naught. After all, there is something important you simply can't explain. Sounds fine. Tell us what it is. I wouldn't even know where to move the body. I wouldn't even know where to move the body. Okay. Finding the alleyway. What happened to Mr. Chambers that night was completely unexpected. If the plan was dependent on his attacker, then I would need to know that information beforehand. We got him. We almost got him. I think I know where he slipped up. Well, he definitely did slip up. think about what he said before. He says he couldn't. Yeah, that does require a bit of thinking, though. I had no means. Our cut is pain. Lowell accidentally screwed himself over by revealing one simple detail way before this very interrogation. I would think so. I had no means to speak to him about it before his death. You don't, huh? Lowell says he never saw Anton in his office. He called Detective Hunt to come at the office at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. around Sunday night. We do know when you talked to Mr. Chambers. When you showed us your phone call to the detective, I saw you had a call with him that night. Meaning you spoke to Anton after he had left the alleyway. You can't prove that. Even if we did talk, that doesn't mean he told me anything. Lowell, I think that's more than enough reason to request a search warrant. Miss Eubank, you're supposed to be on my side. Do something! My job is to protect the Eubank investments at all costs, including from within. I gave you enough of a chance to prove your innocence. Now your lies are a liability to yourself and my company. Your best bet is just to confess now so we can finally know what happened that night. If they search your car and find proof, it will only make things worse for you. And all because I couldn't clean my car in time. Moving the body is a crime, one we intend to make you pay for. Yet, you don't even know who the murderer is. Closest you got is me moving the body. Lowell, are you saying you know who killed Anton? Detective, how about a plea deal? You drop all the charges against me, and I'll tell you everything I know. What do you have to bargain with? Simple, Hunt. I know who the culprit is. I even have proof. You expect us to believe that? If you want the truth of the matter, you will accept my terms. You can't just move a whole body and expect us to trade that away. You are only here because you are out of leads. You need my evidence. Unless you want to keep running around like a pair of headless chickens. If you fulfill your end of the bargain, then I can accept those terms. Detective! Don't worry, Justina. I know what I'm doing. Where is the evidence? You take me for a fool? I'm not giving it to you until I sign the official deal. But I suppose I can give you a tease. Owen Eubank was the one who killed Anton Chambers. I know my husband. He would never do such a thing. Believe it or not, it happened. The two of us carried the body down the elevator to the garage. He offered me the role of president if I helped clean up his mess. I wasn't going to turn down such a wonderful deal. Until the police ruined everything. That's why I had my backup plan. Keep some evidence on Owen just in case. You are throwing my whole company under the bus just to get out of this. It's nothing personal, just business. And as legal representative, I will look over any official deal written before he signed. I'm sure you and Sue will have plenty to talk about then. Mr. Ledger, you are to remain here for the time being. It will take a while to write up the plea deal. If you leave, it will be canceled. Understood. Miss Eubank, we will be bringing Owen Eubank in for questioning. I presume you will take up his defense? Naturally. I request that no questioning can be done until Mr. Ledger's evidence has been fully verified. I agree. Once everything is settled, we will return here later with Mr. Eubank. For now, this interrogation is over. Lowell and Ferris were escorted to the chief's office to wait for his plea deal. We were also granted a search warrant for Lowell's car. As for Sophie and I, we only had a little bit of time before we could go talk to Mr. Eubank himself. In the short time I've known him, I can never see Mr. Eubank as a murderer. I do. I could totally see that. Was Lowell's evidence truly enough to convict him? We had to wait for the plea deal before finding out. End of Case 5, Part 2. What the hell? Why is Lowell low-key smart, though? Well, he has to look out for himself because, it's been clear from the beginning that he is caring about himself first and foremost. That's what matters to him in the end. But it looks like we're not done with this game yet, folks. But unfortunately for now, we're gonna have to call it here for tonight. Yeah, we've been going almost for 3 hours and a half, so that is pretty good. So next time we get to play this, we'll finish the second half of Case 5. Because, yeah, it seems like there's still a lot more to look into when it comes to this. And, yeah, Owen might be the big bad. Who knows? That's what it seems to be like. But with these kind of games, you could expect a twist or two. This case has been quite the wild ride indeed. Just like any final case in a game like, in a Phoenix Wright-esque game. Indeed. But, yeah, guys, thank you all for watching tonight, either live or via the archive. Tomorrow, after a long while, we are finally getting back to Monster Hunter Rise, and we still have a good bunch of monsters in order to beat. We still have quite a bit of work to do when it comes to clearing most of Rise's future monsters. Yes, so we're definitely looking forward to that because, yeah, it has been a while, and Wilds is going to be a while until we get some new content. Maybe next month or something. Gonna take down the Crimson Jet. We are going to take down a monster that we actually fought the last time before. Let me actually remember. These monsters in order. An order of key quests. Key quests. Let me see if I can actually find that. Let me see. I think we should be Apex monsters. We should be no, not Apex monsters. It's something else. God, I actually forgot his name though. Let me see if I can actually find his name. God damn. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I guess we'll actually see if it's going to be tomorrow. Who? I'm trying to look for the monster that we actually didn't beat last time, and that hopefully we'll be able to do it this time. Also, I'm still not over Ramfa hitting me in the middle of my tempered gore hunt. Gotta watch my recording to confirm it. Yeah, these monster interferences are pretty fun. Well, sometimes they are, as long as you don't die from them. But yeah, we're going to be playing Rise tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to it. But before I go, for the folks who are on Twitch, let me see if I can send you guys over to someone who's also playing something visual novel-esque. Let's see, can we find a new person or can we find like the usual people that we have? Tut, 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 tut. Hmm. Someone has Onimusha Warlords as a VN. Oh no. uh, hmm. No, I don't think we can find someone playing a visual novel. I guess we should probably send you guys to the... I haven't actually raided to Kazu in a good while, and she is going to have a new model debut on Saturday. So that would be pretty cool. Please send you guys there. Yeah. Okay, folks. Hope you all have a great night, evening, or afternoon, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.